by the National Association of Polytechnic Student Lab. Press statement be held on the 14th of July 2025. When truth is wounded and justice is blindfolded, a rebuke to falsehood, a call for responsibility, and a defense of democracy. Fellow Nigerians, esteemed members of the press, guardians of truth, and the ever-hopeful Nigerian student community, we address you today not merely as student leaders, but as custodians of conscience, a voice championed by duty, and a pen guided by justice. In a country too often soaked in propaganda and political gymnastics, where silence has become the language of coward and misinformation, the weapon of choice, we must speak boldly, clearly, and unapologetically. I speak as Comrade Shofune Paul Oganya, President of the National Association of Polytechnic Students, the apex and legitimate voice of over 28.1 million unarmed battalion Nigerian Polytechnic students. On Saturday, July 5, 2025, in pursuit of our responsibility to safeguard democratic values and protect student interests, NAF deployed an independent electoral observation team to Auchi Polytechnic, Edo State, to monitor the 2025-2026 SUG election. Although I was not physically present, I received and reviewed overwhelming evidence, videos, audio recordings, stakeholders' accounts. And what this reveals is deeply instructive, not just about campus democracy, but about the national moral condition of those who claim to lead. Peter Obi and the paradox of go and verify. Permit me to begin with an ancient Yoruba saying, when a man of wisdom chooses to speak falsely, the gods weep in silence. It is with profound disappointment that I address the falsehood peddled by His Excellency, Mr. Obi, a man who has built a reputation on the mantra of go and verify, but who at this moment choose not to verify. In a viral post via his Facebook and X handle, Mr. Obi alleged that 2 students died during the election at Auchi Polytechnic. Let the truth echoes across every town and campus in Nigeria. No student died. Few students sustained minor injuries from tear gas explosion, but no hospitalization was recorded. And most importantly, no life was lost. We challenge Mr. Peter Obi and his sympathizers to present the names, faces, and families of the alleged victims. If none can be found, then it is a deliberate fabrication weaponized for political clout. Mr. Obi's failure to verify, a man who has constantly urged Nigeria to verify, is not just hypocrisy, it is a philosophical betrayal. It is the commodification of grief, the manipulation of emotion, and the exploitation of students to attack the government of the day. Let me be crystal clear. If you must play politics, Mr. Obi, do it on your battlefield, not in our classroom. Auchi Polytechnic is not your political playground. It is a tower of learning, a national symbol of academic excellence, and my institution, a home I will defend. Your frequent manipulation of statistics, your silence on your errors, and your refusal to retract falsehood raise serious questions about your moral compass. If you can so easily mislead the public over a student's election, how then can you lead a country of over 200 million citizens? We demand a public apology from Mr. Peter Obi to the entire Nigerian student community, and specifically Auchi Polytechnic. Published on the front page of at least 4 national dailies within 72 hours. Failure to do so will be met with massive peaceful protests, picketing across your no business and political offices, and a global media campaign against misinformation in high places. The Nigerian Polytechnic students will no longer be silenced or slandered. What really happened, faction, Fact, not fiction. The SUG election at Auchi Polytechnic began peacefully and promisingly. Transparent voting procedures, large student turnout, professional conduct by DSS, the Nigerian Army, the NSCDC, mobile police, and internal security. We commend the management for this. However, chaos erupted. Suspected non-student loyal to a particular presidential aspirant with the popular aka The Voice invaded the election venue. Electoral materials were destroyed. Students were intimidated and assaulted. Order collapsed due to security compromise. The security collapse, negligence or complicity. The conduct of the Chief Security Officer, Mr. Ayewo Moses, is a case study in complicity. He called his firearm but refused to act. He failed to call for reinforcement. He released dogs apprehended by the army. When approached by the electoral observers that came from the National Institute of Polytechnic students, he told them, "Now I want the election. Now so the election they go so." This is not security. This is sabotage. The mobile police also failed, firing tear gas indiscriminately into peaceful crowd, causing injuries, minor injuries to few, and trauma among students, failing to distinguish between disruptors and innocent voters. We demand full investigation into the CSO's role and conduct, audit of all security collaborations at Auchi Polytechnic, disciplinary measures against negligent officers, justice for injured students. Why now stay silent and why we speak now? Some may ask, why did NAPS not speak sooner? Because truth requires time. In the words of late Chidu Achebe, when the moon is shining, the cripple becomes hungry for a walk. But even the cripple must examine the path first. We waited to verify all reports, to observe institutional response, to avoid misinformation, to preserve integrity, and indeed, Auchi Polytechnic has responded. They have dissolved the electoral committee known as APECO. They have served the CSO and the Dean Student Affairs query letters. Temporarily, they have retained the SUG leadership, commenced internal investigation. This is commendable but not sufficient. Yet, we must pause here to give due recognition where it is rightly deserved. The rector of Auchi Polytechnic, Dr. Salisu Shehu Umar, has consistently lived up to expectation as a visionary, academic and administrative leader. Under his leadership, education has flourished in a serene and secured environment. Even though we are not where we wish to be, we are far from where we used to be. The infrastructural, academic and technological strides recorded during his administration are not only laudable, they are transformational. His unwavering commitment to justice, discipline, and the academic development of students has earned the institution national and continental acclaim. We are confident that Dr. Umar will once again rise to this occasion, not just with administrative action, but with moral clarity and institutional justice, just as he has always done.